is going to be the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Part 5 already. Voice acted. We are going to be actually joined by a new guest tonight. Yeah, don't worry about it. I can fucking hear what you degenerates are up to. I don't fucking... Yeah, and if you fuck it up, I'm going to fly down to Georgia and whip your ass so hard. Thank God I haven't even... The fucking... Anyway, big dick. Okay, so hey, welcome in to part 5 of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, voice acted. This is going to be the start of Trial 2 tonight. Yeah, I know, don't worry about it. And what I'm going to do is mute up because I don't trust any of these people, and they all stink. Alright, so. Oh my God. They don't stop complaining, ever. It's, you know what? I run an adult daycare. I swear. I run an adult daycare. You know what? I can do it this way. All right, so here we are. I have server muted everyone else in the Discord because they're absolute miscreants and animals and should be treated as such. Except Oni. Oni's cool. Yeah, we got a new friend tonight. Let me just start balancing some audio. And I will server unmute y'all, and y'all can kind of introduce yourselves as you please. Carefully and gently for our friends at Capcom.
I'm Shibu, or Shib, or Shelby, or whatever you want to call me. Thanks for being here.
Not all at once.
Or something, I guess.
Sorry.
Just enjoying the accidentally awkward silence. Hi, I'm Sharky. I like long weeks on the beach, cats, and not apparently putting sentences together with coherent words. So this is going to be a blast.
On the beach.
Yes, long weeks.
To be fair, long weeks on the beach sound pretty. Like I'd hang out at Golden Key for a month or two. Kidding me?
Hi, I'm Sesu. It's tired, I'm late.
And I guess, hello, my name is Akayasha Date, but you can call me Oni.
That was amazing.
We try hard tonight?
Wait. Who was this person? Wait.
All right, you just made me crack my neck. I gotta up my game now.
What? I was gonna say, like,
Gonna just make sure my butt plug is in nice and firm and move close to the microphone and just give him a good performance.
Alright, one thing we need to confirm. Sharky, are you okay with the changes?
But as long as it's an evil butt plug, I think I can figure this out.
I'm so concerned. I don't know
What's going on?
Alright.
Yeah, we're good. We'll roll.
No one knows.
We are
who the
shifting,
people
due
are.
to the progression of the story, we will be shifting some roles around for some people.
Yes.
So there's that.
Long weeks on the beach.
Shelby will now be playing the voice of Susato.
Okay. All right. Just, can you yell at me when that happens? Cause.
Yes.
Probably gonna be in about 2 seconds.
All right.
Yeah, we just have to wrap up we literally have a minute left of this. So, this is going to be the the wrap up of the first trial.
Come up.
We are found not guilty, so let's jump into it. Sorry, what do you mean that's the point?
Listen, Reynos. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? It's gonna be one of those nights.
Come on now.
Is it blackmail?
It's a katana.
Knowledge of the law?
Nah, who needs that?
You said no!
No, the ability to believe.
To believe? To believe what?
Believe in these nuts.
Damn it, I was gonna make the joke too.
Defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times.
Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it?
No, I never believed you. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending something. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. You're very special.
Believing in your client?
Couldn't be me.
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me.
Well,
You face seemingly hopeless situations time and again. You never stop looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it. Through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me.
Oh, it doesn't even matter.
Thanks, Kazuma.
There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke.
Yes.
I do. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
It sounds serious. What is?
Reaches into my pocket.
Already cursed.
Oh wait, I think that's me. Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
Thank you. We'll be right there.
What the fuck?
Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain. Don't forget.
Ah, yes, that's right.
I'm just gonna casually forget I'm going halfway across the world. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikotoba, Usato-san, who acted as my assistant. Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still.
He's dying soon, it's fine.
It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial.
Not a spoiler, he just has consumption.
Yeah. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Great ape attorney. I'm pretty sure they're a little, like, really good friends by spirit. Like, really good friends. You know, like Bidu and Ningguang. Really good friends that just happen to live together. They shower together, too, to save water, of course.
Ah, yeah.
Save the environment.
Yeah, absolutely. Just really good friends. All right. Episode 2, The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating
Anyway, I hope you're
through the
all
air.
doing terrific. Hi, Spirits, what are you still
my
doing?
dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly
hopefully-
came into view.
Hopefully you enjoy it. It's
Sholmes
just
was
something new I
staring
wanted to
intently at
try.
one particular corner
And
when he
Capcom
started
was cool with
whispering to
it,
me.
so I've been having a blast with
The
it and
victim's
trying to
most
make it
perplexing
as
final
interactive
words.
and as entertaining as
The
possible. Yeah, I know,
speckled
that's late
band.
as hell for you, isn't it?
I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder.
That's a
its
snake.
fangs bared as it threatened to strike.
Hey, sneaky snake.
It truly was the
Oh,
most
danger
terrible
noodle.
speckled band
Thanks,
I had
cause
ever
I
seen.
hate it.
Nope rope.
Yeah.
Don't step on snack. 9th January, 6:37 a.m. on board the steamship Buria. It's way too early.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover
What
what
we got?
events
Like
led to
actual.
this curious murder.
What?
Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor.
Oh no, it's in Cyrillic.
Suddenly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then.
Oh
And
God.
the letters are well formed.
Well,
suggesting he was
that's what you
quite
get when you don't
momentous at the
play your
time.
content off stream.
Surely this is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different
gun?
nationality.
He's got a gun? Full of syringes?
Zydrate comes in a little
This
plastic.
paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture.
What?
Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
Da! No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
That won't be necessary.
Content
You see-
warning. Russian.
In less than 5 seconds.
Yeah,
from
apparently.
now,
That's
I will reveal the killer to you.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah, yes, the locked room. But that mystery is.
Oh no, another locked room mystery. I've never done one of those
You don't mean
before.
the culprit is in there?
Who are you? And where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume.
They really tried hard on his
you
name.
must have heard of me.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Content warning. Arthur Conan Doyle.
Not as fun as Dorian Gray. Ugh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in me. Oh yeah, Demon. How are you, friendo? Wait, I can't move. What? Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? Again? Yeah, at least my pants are on this time.
You sure about that, Chief?
So, is this me?
It's one of you. I think you're just gonna end up playing all the sailors.
Okay, so I guess I'll go with this one. So, you wake up now. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you cannot wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man.
You found me then.
We found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe,
Sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is,
No, I'll tell you everything.
I think this is Sharky.
Go ahead, Sharky. Let her rip.
Is this a British person? Is this a Russian person?
If it's your role, it's British.
There's only one thing I'd like to know from you.
Wait, hold up. Content warning, British.
Only one thing I'd like to know from you.
Cabin. Isn't that...
Oh no.
It's Shelby! It's
Right,
not British
Shelby.
at all.
Is this me now?
Yes.
Wait. Why did... What... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
Miss Susato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in the sheep's belt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
What?
Kazuma-sama was... Kazuma-sama... Wait, what? What? Kazuma-sama was... Kazuma-sama's body was destroyed not long ago. Thank you.
Had to adjust the sound stage a little bit here.
Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside.
His body?
Please. Do not try to tell us you were this terrible thing in your sleep. What?
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs? Surely you don't think I...
Yes, I do.
I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please.
No. No!
This cannot be.
This cannot be! Kazuma,
Continue.
it was just 2 short weeks ago.
Now who's gonna peg me?
Capcom.
Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble?
Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study?
Legally? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor?
It was so
I thought I was going to die. Did he literally shove me in his luggage?
He did.
Yes, I still can't quite believe that.
Gay, homosexual, gay.
I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk.
What?
You must be even less of a man than you look.
Damn, that's crazy.
Wow.
I have no words for this at this point.
So many things we could say, but a lot of things we shouldn't.
You know what? Let's just agree that it's implied.
Capcom.
Capcom. Capcom, honey, let's talk. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body.
Especially my back. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to the cabin here, I don't expect anyone to discover you.
It's gonna stay in the cabin for 50 days?
Whatever will we do to pass the time?
Stepbrother, I'm lost.
Damn.
What do you mean, Renosuke? There's literally a room. How are you lost? You've lived here for 14 days. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway.
They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure.
But what I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from that young lady?
From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotopa, you mean?
From your close friend. More to the point, surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I mean, she's pretty progressive. I think she'd be okay with us being in a relationship, you know? I don't believe she'd give me away.
Ryonosuke, we live in the 1890s Japan. We can't trust women. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association.
Ooh-woo.
It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. Anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper?
What?
Then I can stick it over the wardrobe's doors once you're inside.
I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together.
We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer!
No, I'm not a murderer.
Nah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend?
O'Neill could have done it. Admit the truth.
Didn't do it. Sasato-san? Please, tell me what happened.
Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too.
Sorry, I'm only into men. Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. Well, Seth, if you want an answer to your previous question.
It's okay, Renosuke, getting to destroy you.
That has all the meanings.
This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is to try and find out what really happened. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? Their 1 month anniversary ruined. And these handcuffs? They think I did it? Didn't they?
No,
didn't they know that I just, beat a trial for murder recently? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
Well, what do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin. via the porthole window, and the bolt on the door cannot be operated out from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can have only been somebody inside the cabin.
What about that air vent right to your right? You know, that one right there. Do you see it? Hello? Right up there.
Conditioning.
Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
No, but I'll continue to work on improving the sound quality in the room. Now please, Susato-san, you have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until the expert has been consulted at our next course. Wow. English. Hard.
So, presumably, that means there was no obvious external signs of injury.
That's true, yes.
Can't anyone tell me what exactly happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
This red hairband was actually the number 2 headband, that's why.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin, after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I do. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage.
It's weird. Hold up.
But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
That you know.
I'm 12. What is this?
Poor Cosmo.
Does this mean he already was already dead when Susato-san arrived? Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder.
I knocked. There was no reply. Then I started to become worried. I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door to open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor.
His poor ribbon finally stopped blowing in the breeze.
Yeah, I would have laughed, honestly, if he was just face down, but the ribbons were just like straight up in the air. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea that anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard for me. This is all very hard to believe for me, too. Trust me.
Is everyone okay?
No, apparently not. Oh, this is me. Sorry.
That's you. You're a girl.
Now, I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
It's 8 inches uncut. Oh.
Capcom.
Capcom!
I'd like to
Yeah.
remind you that you're under oath, witness.
Well, not me, but Kazuma. Yes, all right. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. Still throbbing like anything.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma. Whoa. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-san's cabin for so long without noticing? I
Close
tried.
enough.
No, that would have been impossible, obviously. It's not what it sounds like.
Yes, of course.
Unless you're into that?
You wanna watch?
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you?
Well, he asked my parents first.
But why?
Okay, so when... I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
When a man loves a man...
Look at this graph.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? They're really not doing a good job of convincing me otherwise, I gotta say.
It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial.
What if I had a real-life Dakimakura? Sorry,
I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself?
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious.
You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development. The center of the world, in many ways.
So you're saying they have progressive values?
No, they just steal all the countries for their spice and then never use it in their food.
That makes way too much sense.
Gaming.
Oh wait, hold on, I got one more.
You damn right I'm right. I can't remember a time I was goddamn wrong.
True! Y'all need some salt and pepper.
No paprika.
There can't be any harm in seeing such an important
My bad.
There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then...
Well, then what?
Nothing. Forget it.
We could be a power couple?
You already are.
Power couple, power bottom, same thing.
Power coupler.
Kazuma-sama is. He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you.
Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. It's my butt. Look in the eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before.
Just can't help but stare straight into them for hours.
Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. I mean, my stowing away on the ship, I mean, definitely not anything else. Definitely wouldn't be hiding it.
I know of Kazuma-sama. I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Word perfect, in fact. Last night.
Do you remember?
So if you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night in this cabin?
Capcom.
Well, Susato-san, how much do you know about the human reproductive system? Well, the thing is... Okay, how do I put this? Okay. I don't really remember.
See, you put the lime in the coconut.
And then you shake him all up.
Mm-hmm. Cosmo brought me something to eat, just like he always did.
Oh, yeah, something perfect.
And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yeah.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed.
I plead the fifth. Well, yeah.
Look, after a real good one, you don't wake up for hours, I understand.
I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do, but that's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Look, Susato, I had to unlatch my jaw like a snake. It's awful. It's horrifying. Is something wrong?
Oh,
He's holding her jaw.
Please forget it.
Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
Guilty.
Guilty.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could have possibly have done this.
There's literally an entire ship full of people. Why don't we start looking around there first?
Nah.
Kazuma, I don't understand. Why?
Why?
Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this.
Don't try and go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry? But Cosmo was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. Now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
Should I at least get a leash to match the handcuffs, or I need to accessorize, woman, please.
Feeling like a freak on a leash. Go.
I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna find out exactly what happened here. I'm gonna work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me.
Hi.
Got knocked off.
He's dead.
I love a woman that can kick my ass.
I know that feeling.
There's a very long audio clip of someone pulling like a fake Spike Spiegel that is incredibly inappropriate for Steam, but for those of you that know what I'm talking about, enjoy that chuckle.
Love that video.
It's piss, boy.
It's super.
It's so awful, but every time I hear it, I just can't stop laughing. I want you to crush my head like a watermelon between your thighs.
That sounds extremely Capcom.
What the? Oh, but that's a U.
Oh, sorry. That was a Susato takedown. Susato takedown?
Piss. I hope I piss myself and you call me your little pee-pee piss boy. I hope I piss myself and you call me your little pee-pee piss boy.
Right now, that's gonna end up on the soundboard.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll save it for later.
Oh god, it's just like
I hope I piss myself and you call me your little pee-pee.
like they do the thing where like the camera audio is from outside and then it phases in. Oh god, I'm sorry I'm 2 years old. Susato, what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
I'm sorry, prove it? It's it. What is it?
Yes, you're innocent. I need the evidence.
But how am I supposed to?
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defeated yourself. You successfully defended yourself in the court of law.
Buying everyone in this voice call hooked on phonics for Christmas. Ah, see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime.
Yes!
Yes! Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So, naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Ah!
See, I told you we weren't sleeping together last night.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that thine from the wardrobe doors.
It's a raid!
Before you opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the inside of the doors on my own.
Outside.
I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
There you go.
Yes, that's quite true. Why am I upside down?
No, you're right side up.
Upside down. Baby, you turned me around inside out. There you go. That's from like your generation, isn't it, Sharky?
Capcom, you.
What?
Sorry.
Yes.
It's fine.
In other words, yes. All right. It's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Also, welcome to the stream, friends. Shelby's not feeling great. Does anyone want to hop in, or do I just want to take over Susato?
Should I go ahead and pick Susato back up then?
I'd recommend giving it to Oni because Sharky's going to be overwhelmed in a few minutes here.
All right, Oni, you feel like putting on your big girl panties?
You bet.
Damn, let's go.
Feel
All
better,
right.
Shibs.
Do we want to take like a 2-3 minute stretch break here, and I can introduce everyone that raided in, blah 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 blah, like that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. I'll be to bed. You want to say night
Feel
to anybody,
better.
Bubba? Yes, no. Okay. All right. Well, we will be right back. Take a little pause break. Anyway, and welcome in, Raiders. Lania, how was your stream? Mars Facts. Mars is red. How was Horizon Forbidden West? Hopefully, that game looks insanely cool. So I hope you have been enjoying it. Anyway, welcome in Makora and Diaconate Kona Kitten. Hopefully, you're all having a good one. Football, John Madden, John Madden, John Madden. But yeah, if you don't know me, hi, I'm Kios. Let me bring back my normal voice here. So, I am primarily an RPG speedrunner, but we do a lot of casual RPGs. We do community nights, cooking streams, moto vlogging, and on Monday nights, we do a little bit of voice acting. We got a bit of it here, so hopefully you enjoy. This is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, brought to you by our friends at Capcom. As part of the Capcom creators, they are super cool. They toss me some products occasionally, and I play them on stream, and I enjoy it. So hopefully y'all have a terrific time. Feel free to get comfy as we cruise through it. All right, everybody back in?
Yeah, boy.
Sharky's still on the mute. Oh, okay. Back is stiff. I'm getting old. I think we should be okay, though. We'll start rolling without Sharky.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you
Oh gosh, you can see that?
Oh, thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up?
Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
Hell no.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
Fish, what? What does she think I am? A magician? Football John Madden.
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
All right. Let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please, don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh. Yo, John Madden, John Madden.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well... You okay, Seth?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death.
Ryunosuke playing the sad former lover.
Sad trumpet. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
That's why you had to be stowed away.
That sounds very deep.
Wow.
Huh.
I would like to point out that very, very large, probably solid bronze statue just chilling there.
Nah, it's fine. Clearly a book.
What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking.
I'm not a pet. Are you kidding me?
Are you more of a dangerous object?
Both.
Yo,
both.
Larpus, thank
Both
you
is
for
good.
30 months. That is almost, in fact, 2.5 years of subbing to my dumb ding-dong butt.
I
thank you
imagine
so much
that he had
for
to
30
just
months,
put
my
himself
guy.
and
How are you
scream into
tonight?
the void for a minute.
Well, I guess that means I'm a dangerous object. Rawr.
XD.
XD.
Terrible liar.
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here.
Oh dear. That won't do.
Love me some nuggies. Let's go. I love how Lania comes in and then doesn't say anything to me. Shenanigans. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly.
Ah, yeah, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san?
Oh, definitely not. Haha.
I'm sure you're careful to look all around using the left and right D-pad, aren't you?
Ah, I see you've been watching.
I see you've been watching.
That was good. I like that.
Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yeah, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. I like this big clunky trophy. The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled in the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. And everything mown down at once.
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-san's Sama's doing his morning sword training, don't you think?
I seriously doubt it.
All these innuendos, they know what they did.
Then, perhaps... It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I was in the... How many times do I have to explain this? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. The way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case?
Sir, you're on a ship. Things get thrown about constantly.
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
No, don't touch it. It's a crime scene.
Too late.
Damn it.
Just check mark. Alright.
Check.
There's so many things in this room to click on.
I know. Well, what do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? My cute little trinket?
No.
Kazuma thought so.
And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has a sort of
Yeah.
brick-like hue.
It's a very long scuff mark. Oh, but if Farrah is interested in what you're doing, you got our eyeballs on. She watching. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Very dark brick, but okay.
Somebody missed the toilet by a long shot.
That's what we call a skid mark. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin.
Ah, yes, the well-known shade of color, brick.
What? What is
that? A chicken bone? What the fuck?
It's a very large chicken.
It's a turkey bone, fine.
Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma wishes he was.
Don't know about that.
Well, one of those two is accurate.
Hey, 50% ain't bad.
Oh, this has Cosmo's life. Oh, fuck, I give up. Doesn't matter.
Yes. His calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing you drew them so thoughtfully?
I was gonna say something to Capcom, so I stopped.
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on this ship?
Innocent of murder. Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win.
Nope.
It's got Kazuma's life motto on that poster. I can even hear him saying it now. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
I should give Susato a plunger. Bitches love bringing up old shit.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yeah, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet.
Well, I thought you'd be able to have a roll soon, Sharky, but I didn't realize we had literally 3 billion things to click on.
Yeah, right. That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. It apparently only had 1 bone in it.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a pet.
Going bullshit.
Again? Really?
Kazuma said I'm not allowed on the furniture.
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course.
I used my litter box just like he said.
Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
What? Weirdo. No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Ha!
Oh no. Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama has spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly?
No.
No, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say now.
Capcom!
It's just too horrible.
His Capcoms were rearranged. He just didn't have an appetite.
Ugh. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Oh, alright, I'll move it around, I guess. How many more things are we looking at here?
At least 12.
There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yeah, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute.
What is it?
Never mind, I don't want to talk about it. Just forget I said anything. That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
No.
It's okay, Shelby, you didn't need that long.
Did Kazuma write that before he died?
No, after.
God damn it.
Here's your sign.
Dumbass. It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then, I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage.
Not the only finger spillage he dipped in, what?
Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he?
The Russian sailor said it reads life alert. We don't know what it means.
I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. Partner.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san.
What gave you that idea, Susato-san? What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's
If
not
only-
a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder?
If only Giselle was here to translate it for us.
Yeah, right?
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yeah. It carries a lot of memories.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought aboard inside that case.
Oh, yes. I see it says, "This way up" in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't read. I was turned over and over and over, and I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Don't worry, we made up for it.
Sheesh.
Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown.
Whoo!
Woo! Got that Ric Flair McLaren. Woo!
I love how Ric Flair said he was going to retire and then just started wrestling like 6 months later.
This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means... what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident... Well, let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Hiya! That's out of the question.
What?
Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
You know, they're being real shady about this. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? All right. I won't read it.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
She said that like 12 times.
Yeah. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. What are you doing?
You used to be subtle.
Condor, get out. Yes, you. I can see you. And it's weird because the light makes fucking people excited. Terrifying. Out. God, absolutely. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important?
I don't remember what they're called, but that like talking horn, do those even work on ships? Surely there's gotta be too much noise for that to even work.
In a certain sense, they should. Hey, what about this? Oh, wow, look at that. Who guessed it was a clue?
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes. It would appear to, you're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. It's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Well, is he gay or European? Maybe
What's
both?
the difference?
Oh, how did he?
You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me.
I plead the fifth.
Do you know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual. And he is investigating Kazuma's desk. Or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk to him. Go on, go, talk.
Am I just imagining it, or does Sato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press
The A button.
on people when they're in crosshairs, you can
Converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Oh, okay, so she wants to watch. Got it. Alright, Sharky, you ready?
Hey, wait, hang on. Will it yell at you if you try to do something besides talk to him? Oh,
No, I guess not. Alright, I guess we'll just plow through this one then. Sharky's
Some
turn.
It's
Oh,
some
get right,
2
Sharky.
weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel!
Secret wardrobe.
The lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. Well, the trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come. So, yeah, I basically did have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. Promise, totally.
But because of that, you had no idea what...
There we go.
was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not.
I just had the company of this Jesus allegory lion.
Huh.
All right, here we go, friends. We'll hit it to you early. Give you the warning. Content warning. British. Excuse me.
Ellipses.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
This is a critical point in my investigation. Ellipses.
Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Maybe high on opium.
Yes. Perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings. I hope I haven't been keeping you long.
What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
Ellipses, Capcom. Ah, I see. Fascinating.
Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me.
Oh yes, everything is clear now.
Captain Price,
Train
is
of
that you?
reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized.
Is that you, John Wayne? Is that me?
You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I'm clearly Middle Eastern.
I'm sorry. What?
And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh. Well, that's true. At least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
You know, I feel like this is a really incredibly unique and original character.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. This is gonna get way too annoying. I'm gonna stop doing that now. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life, too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully.
Bitch, I'm gonna throw you out the goddamn window.
I only accept Susato takedowns. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
We only accept compliments in the form of PayPal donations, drone gifts, and Steam redeems. Yep. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
I mean, there's a literal Russian guy in the corner.
I mean, true.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-san. Sama.
What?
What?
And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No. Listen, there's no way I... Ah!
Well, that is one way for him to make a revolution.
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
Everything?
This is ridiculous.
No, shut up.
No, you.
Nani?
Damn it.
How could you do it?
Oh, for pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously. We went to school together. In Japan.
Oh. Forgive me. I forgot that I've known you for more than,
10 seconds.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. You were just saying words you've heard on the internet.
I posed. I'm a member of the Kidney Force. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing through foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not?
Well, yeah, maybe. You're not helping.
Ah, there you have it, you see. What do you make of that?
Well, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. The goggles don't do anything. This ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. Though I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation.
Indeed. An observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my finding with a brassy certitude.
Wait, like the dessert?
Yes. But also no. And more often than not, I am right. You see, I do in fact sling Capcom at the wall and see what sticks.
I don't think you introduced yourself.
Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men, women, and every other gender the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
So, it's really you? The actual Herlock Sholmes?
Well done.
Clearly an original character.
The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes.
I think I had a pair of those in my shoes once.
See a doctor once.
Do you know this man, Susato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san? Of course I do! There's no one who hasn't heard of him.
I'm not a nobody. What planet have I been living on?
Japan.
We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Like 3 seconds ago, he said I was a Russian assassin revolutionary.
Like you're not.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about it? Andor. Stop. Long.
Great detective versus great ace attorney.
Neither of those statements are true.
I made all the other Catholic YouTubers calm down. Fine. All right, let's see what questions we have for our detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
And Kai, they don't believe me. I am indeed none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I see. You're German? Herlock, was it?
No, I have no air. I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. Right. can never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock.
They were last playing API error.
Yeah, heart.
API error.
Heart funny. I was trying to be slick.
Sorry, buddy. Indeed I am.
And you read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective? Get off of the table. I'm gonna beat your hiney. Furhoof.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward.
There we go. I fixed it. Backward?
My trusted biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer? Do you?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
Dr. Wilson?
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. You should not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form.
Okay, how many people have accidentally died on your investigation, sir?
54 exactly, please.
Science?
Really?
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in the subject. King Kai, a furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Which did you see? Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows of the skin. All of these things are data.
Like Geordie LaForge?
He's British.
No.
Right.
Geordie worked in engineering, and the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can you look me in the eye and claim that?
So you see, I have returned both for observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only heir, no, Herlock Sholmes. You're just sitting here going, oh, do I really want to ask this guy more questions?
Christ. That's pretty rough. All right. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. Great.
When I became anxious about Kuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruto. In Kai, the very moment I laid my eyes onto the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into the cabin this
Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yeah, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Number 3, there was nothing straight inside this entire room.
Come on, mister. What made you think the victim was Russian?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian.
He was Japanese.
Zug zug.
Kazuma was Russian? Was he?
Initially, I considered Garderobe may be the name of the killer, a certain Robert God, perhaps. He had a screen name and everything, but in the interests of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
We found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly.
Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were lovers. You were wearing his clothes, Ryunosuke. And if memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. Wow. First time for everything.
Pew, 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 pew. I took a victim of the photograph and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details.
Took a victim of a photograph?
I knew I messed it up and went with it. I took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Look at this graph.
Oh, what's up, Lizzie? Ace Attorney is going really, really awesome. We're joined by our friends Sharky and OniHeart. This. Oop. I hope you're having a great. Thanks for by.
This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yeah, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yeah, thank you. What's up, Xerxes? The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record.
What court?
Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What? Pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that?
Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. True!
Not true! Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Maybe run it back?
Certainly, if it interests you.
I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. God, finally. Sorry, I'd spent like the last hour working on untangling fishnet stockings, and just finally got them completely unburled. I'm a wizard. I'm very gentle. Anyway. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things that you concluded about me, I mean?
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part?
Ah, yes, the most sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction.
Listen here, you little shitbird. If that leaves this room, you're number 17. Got it? Do you comprendez-vous?
Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads, Revolutionary Vilen Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port called Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Kazuma a Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very men who helped him escape after the true identity was discovered. Yes, you, Vilen Bolshevik.
Yo, this man's smoking crack. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Amen.
I was able to count all of your victims by noting each of the notches in your fishnet stockings. Honey, there seems to be 17 now. Capcom.
Hey, somehow. 3?
I believe that's information only Shelby's allowed to know.
I'd be marching down Main Street.
I don't think you'd be able to march at all, but we can move on from this discussion.
Confucius wrong, man with 4 balls cannot walk.
7 hot dogs.
He needs some milk.
Is that high?
I thought we were avoiding Asian stereotypes this series.
What? Oh. Ugh, please.
And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Like Final Fantasy.
True! I burned up a lot of crystal.
Yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? I wonder.
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik was recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Where even is it, anyway? This Afghanistan place.
Here, take the paper for yourself. It's a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thanks. An avocado.
I've absorbed all of that is of interest to me within its pages. I see no rubbish bin nearby.
Oh, just you. The article about the revolutionary has been entered into the court record.
And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
God, I hope it's a recipe. On the back? Like where I hid it from?
Cast your eye over it if someone...
Look at this graph!
I'm thinking of back page classifieds.
Yeah, you making a back pages joke? Reddit, that got shut down on Craigslist pages, buddy.
So did I. Cast your eye over it sometimes if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
It's all written in Russian. How could I hope to read? But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Is it Kazuma? Yes, the victim. It's been so long, Susato. Please fill us in.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim.
Yeah?
We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text.
London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But... I don't think you should read his private writing. It could upset people. Especially if he detailed what we did the first 2 weeks of this...
Magic.
Never mind.
And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you've read it already?
It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Russian.
Can you maybe not elucidate on it out loud? Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
No. I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair.
Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonging to the victim. In Kai, it would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author was cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese.
A smattering, dear boy. A smattering of sexual positions is all I recognize.
Oh boy.
Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado, nado. I trust you are suitably disappointed. Oh, you can... But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read only one. Zantatsurukan!
Oh no.
A hurricane kick indeed.
So what was all that showing off about before then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm much obliged, my dear man.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:20.
Oh no!
Let me. Okay. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
It's me walking back to the wardrobe. A whistling sound?
These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Also, post-nut clarity.
Let me see your grill. Grill, your grill.
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring... to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Ah, yeah, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. Yeah, it's a secret tunnel, Dan.
So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
Ah, do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose.
We suppose.
You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Big detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. I truly have opened up a thesaurus and planted my face directly into it, where I shall investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? Because you're gonna screw it up if we don't?
No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrists should reveal the answer.
Oh, I get it. I have to wrap these around your neck first. Got it.
I will be too busy putting on my magnifying glasses so I can locate my penis.
Damn.
Oh, these.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
Yeah, it's all Sharky's fault, Dan. I try to run a nice, clean Christian Minecraft server here.
Are you sure? If you smell closely, you might detect just a hint of bullshit.
You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago.
Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, you're full of shit.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I am only feeling half full of shit. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really.
I've been hearing like Freya scuttering around for the past 4 or 5 minutes. She was trying to get into her race car bed and couldn't get in, and so she gave up, and now she's rattling the cage.
You trying to shake the race car bed down?
Down there we go. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Wait, why is he looking at my knees?
Well, anyway, that was then, and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Now he's just being plain rude.
Ja.
What a jerk. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Now, Horo-san, what are you just standing there for?
Hmm?
We must go and investigate the captain next door.
Captain?
The cabin next door as well.
Sorry, I'm already investigating him quite thoroughly.
Oh.
After Kazuma-san Sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
Yeah, I'm
just like that kooky investigator said?
I'm just gonna burn my bread. Ugh. He gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look any good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Cosmo to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice.
This is... Yes. It's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try, maybe? You ring my bell! Ring my bell! There's some more disco.
Ring my bell.
In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
Ooh. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all.
Obviously, you're Russian. We deduced that earlier.
Right. All of my animals are acting up.
But you are the real true pet, sir.
Excuse me.
Am I still doing this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigated a little outside?
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But is not true, I see.
I'm sorry?
The criminal asking prison guard to help him escape. Very funny.
We're in the middle of sea. There's no chance of me escaping.
Yet. You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay.
Right. There's no point in trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. Think we've investigated everything? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. Thanks to that so-called detective, I'm even more stuck inside this cabin than I was before. For the time being, I suppose I just have to focus my efforts on investigating in here. Okay, but it all has check marks. Oh, I could check the door? Okay.
When I went for help and the crewmen forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed.
It's quite a small bolt, and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yeah.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There will be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Oh, look over there.
The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he?
That's what I thought.
Why don't we try talking to him?
Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. I suppose I could try. Is that?
Is something wrong, Naruhiro-san?
Oh, no. It's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him before.
Oh, yes. You're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, what can I do for you? Oh. Great, now we have consumption all across the ship. Recognize that face. But it can't It is.
I did not know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped.
Nearly stopped, I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board this ship. Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
That's not the only kind of under the covers I like.
Oh.
If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Bro, could you, like, wipe your mouth? So what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Ah. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Mr. Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventuality. This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated?
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
I see.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first class deck. I've failed miserably at my assignment, again. And Asogi-san is dead as a result. For the first time. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is a humble apologize. Inspector, if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Let me investigate, bro. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not.
We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door.
Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman over there would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive.
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how...
There may be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhiro-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Evidence?
It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the Present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use.
So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yeah, I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Ah, this is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe doors this morning, isn't it? That's right. To try to stop the cabin steward opening it and discovering me. Wouldn't it have been better to write it in English if you didn't know Russian? Maybe, but Ofuda paper amulets like this are a part of our culture, Hector. And I thought if I make it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to look inside. It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it? Can I show you this newspaper, Inspector? I'm sorry, but I can't read Russian. Oh, no, that's all right. I know what it says. So you just wanted to point out your university-level linguistic talents, is that it? Sorry?
Damn, somebody said that.
Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you're trying to say? Sorry, forget I mentioned it. Oh? This is interesting.
Oh, have you found something relevant, Naruhiro-san?
Nah, but she's hot as hell. Mommy's pee-pee piss boy. Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess. You think?
She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
Wow, that's very accusatory.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it.
Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article.
Ah.
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novavich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She vanished while she danced. When we dance, she, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
I don't know, Seth, why are they? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from a dressing room.
Seth fall asleep in his chair.
I almost did too.
I'm pretty sure he did. That's all right. We only got a couple of minutes left.
Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Wow, in current currency, that's literally
$5.
no, it's like 20 bucks. It's so bad, dude. Maybe 200. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
$20 is $20.
Usato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
Tiara is the property of Novavich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Ms. Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo.
The article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record. Didn't learn anything from that one. I'm sure I'll use it later. All right, I'm okay calling it here. It is 12:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's wrap it here. We'll get to the exciting conclusion of leaving our room at our next episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. That has been, I believe, part 5. So thank you for joining us. I guess Seth is asleep. That's cool. So anyway, that's Seth there. He's asleep. But we'll give him a shout out. If you two want to walk us out, feel free.
I do believe that after quite some time, I've completely screwed up trying to sound like Robert Downey Jr. from those movies about 10 years ago. Either way, I'm Sharky. It's been a pleasure being with you tonight, and I promise I will probably not fall asleep next time. Thank you, and good night.
And I had to fill in, even though...
Yeah, right.
Usually I sound like this. But yes, OniHeart. And I'm out.
And back next week, though. I'm excited for more.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for giving up your time for us.
No problem.
You were a fun addition, man. Thanks for being part of the crew.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's just been a long. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce. Thank you all so much. Yeah, it's just been a long week for her, Dan. It's whatever. I just did my job as a husband today. I cleaned everything I needed to, took care of everything I could around the house, and just did my best. But for me, before we end the stream, I'll give you the rundown of the links. If you want to join us in the Discord, where you can play games with us, you can talk with me, you can talk with all sorts of people that are involved with this community, feel free to join. It's super awesome. Vote in the cooking streams. If you've missed our playthrough and want to catch up on it and see who else we've had in the stream, if you're interested in speedruns, learning speedruns, cooking streams, moto vlogging, check out the YouTube. Old Vienna Sausage. And we'll shout out our stream sponsors besides our wonderful friends at Capcom. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be a sludgy, grimy turd, but sometimes these jokes are just too funny to make. Shout outs definitely to Capcom, but check out Grinding Coffee Co. for your coffee sipping needs, as well as nerdteas.ca for your tea drinking needs. And if you want to support me beyond subbing, bits, lurking, social media, business like that, feel free to check out the merch store with some cool kit. And if you want to hook us up, earn yourself some extra cooking votes, improve the quality and content of stream and my cosplays, feel free to check out the Throne wish list. Super appreciated. But for me, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much for hanging. And let me get my normal voice back. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Capcom Tuesday. We'll keep it clean with DMC Devil May Cry 80% speedruns and some Monster Hunter Rise open lobbies. So I hope to see you all there. Y'all take care. There we go. Let's find